Do you struggle to survive around the toughest circuits? Are you making poor mistakes that end your races? Well, here at Apex Stage, you have full driving potential. Whether it be a road course or an oval, we have a coach that will improve your ability. Over time, we will iron out those mistakes and make you become the driver you wish to be. And soon, you'll be making last lap passes for the win. For more information, reach out to us on Twitter at Apex Sage Coach.
Hello and welcome to another fantastic week of Formula One racing here on SLR. We pride ourselves on delivering top on-track action such as overtakes.
Oh, Danny on the inside, sorry, Danny on the inside.
And of course, where would we be without some crashes and drama?
Pace around this track.
Oh, and spinning is Canopis. That's his microlander up the inside. No, Danny.
And lots more. What started out as a fun idea quickly developed and grew into one of the most influential and recognizable online F1 leagues across the F1 platform. Every new season saw more and more big names join the roster, all battling harder and harder to claim the coveted SLR title. This season will be like no other before it, the strongest lineup we have ever seen. Old champions rejoining to battle the new top dogs of SLR. All of the tiers in SLR are fielding their respective strongest to date, with much to fight for and achieve. But if you have come to witness Titans battle Titans, well, you've come to the right place. Welcome to Tier 1.
Okay, good evening everybody. Welcome to round 6 of the VOR iRacing IndyCar Euro Series here from Road Atlanta. A little bit late, apologies about that. I had some technical difficulties that I had to get sorted out real quick. Hopefully it's all fixed, but yeah, here we are for round 6 of the season. Let's quickly walk you guys through all the opening stuff that I usually do and go into qualifying right away. Here are the point standings, the top 10. You can see Oscar Frederickson leading by 29 points over Matt Houston. Matt Houston winning at Indianapolis gained a lot of points on Oscar there, about 20 points gained. So the championship fight looking a little bit tighter than it was last week. Seb Kinder in the third position, 144 points. Then the top 5 will be rounded off by Thomas Geisler and Sven Merckx. Looking over the team's championship standings, Team Race first leads that by 34 points over Team VOR. Of course, that 1-2 at Indianapolis gave them the championship lead back. Team VOR coming off a 1-2 at the road course as well there. So 2 strong results by both of those teams. Now you got SLR Gamonier sitting in the third position, not too far back, so they are still in the mix as well as the Platinum Racing Team Blue. Then looking at the track map here, Road Atlanta, you can see this 4 kilometer track, 13 corners, 5 to the left, 6 to the right, 8 to the right, sorry. And then, of course, you got the race distance, 37 laps or 150 kilometers, 45 mile per hour speed limit, which is 72 kilometers per hour. Looking at the remainder of the schedule, Watkins Glen and Auto Club Speedway after this one, of course, here today, Road Atlanta. So that is the pre-race stuff. And we are here for qualifying. And I'm seeing on my preview it's lagging a little bit. That should sort itself out after a few seconds. iRacing has updated itself, a new update to the sim not too long ago. So I think my PC having some difficulties because of that. So hopefully that's going to be sorted out soon. But yeah. Here we are at Road Atlanta. You can see the horizon here. It's beautifully at the sunset. It's 8:45 in the sim. And the sun is at 0 movement, so it will be this exact condition all night long, which is great. You can see a few lights on the bottom of your screen at the start-finish line and through most of the corners as well. So I thought, as the admin for the EuroLeague, why not make it a little bit of an evening race and celebrate our first visit to Road Atlanta here. So here we are. And I have to say, looking at the qualifying results so far, 7 cars on the leaderboard. We do have 8, 9, 10, 11 cars racing here tonight. So decent field size. But that field is led by Oscar Frederickson with a 1 minute 5.44, which is 7.5 tenths clear of Dakota DeMay and Patrick Zulfassi. Dakota making his first start in this series. So welcome to Dakota. Got a few people in chat. Lily, as always, in the chat again. Good to see you. Got my friend Jesse in chat. I'm gonna pronounce your name the English way. I'm sorry, bro. But yeah, good to see you as well. I haven't seen you around too much, so good to have you on here as well. And he is complimenting my English, so yes, thank you. But yeah, going into Road Atlanta here. This is round 6 of the season. We have 2 races to go after this. So we have a championship fight on our hands, but we do have 2 road courses coming up. The first one being tonight, of course, Road Atlanta, and then the next one being Watkins Glen. So Oscar Frederickson, if he wins this race, he could even win the championship as early as Watkins Glen. So he's got to string these races together to make it all work. So that's his job to do. Matt Houston, I am not sure if he's actually in the session or not. No, he is. Oh, yes, he is. There he is in P9 at the moment. So he will be making a start here. Matt Houston went on a vacation to Florida for a few days. And he is back in time to make it for the race here. So good to have him back. But yeah, for those that don't really know anything within the VOR community, some of you might know it within it, but for those outside of it that don't, I'm currently sitting in a room upstairs in my grandma's house, and the reason because of that is my mom actually started a new subscription at Ziggo, which is a different provider than KPM, where we've been. Actually, I should say my mom, but yeah, I just say we. Pretty much all my life, and she wanted to move providers, and the genius that she can be sometimes is that she forgot to actually get the mechanic to come over and fix all the cabling. So yeah, we are kind of stuck without internet at home, so I moved all my setup around to my grandma's house to bring you guys the coverage of this race, and race myself tonight at Milwaukee as well in the main series, which can be watched on the Captain Esports network, by the way. So yeah, make sure to tune in there as well later tonight. But of course, first up the Euro Series. Hopefully all the mic settings, all the audio quality, because I'm in a different room than I'm used to. So yeah, please let me know if there's anything I can change, adjust, or whatever to make the quality better for this live stream. As always, I'm trying my best here, but there's always something that can be improved. So feel free to put that in chat, or if you just want to interact with me or talk about the drivers or talk about the race, you can always do that as usual. Got 10 viewers right now, 9 minutes into the broadcast. Oh guys, this is awesome. Welcome everybody. Hope you guys are enjoying it so far. Getting ready for the race here in about half a minute. Qualifying about to wrap up. Didn't really get to cover qualifying too much due to some technical difficulties earlier on. I'm quickly going to open up my camera tools though, so if you hear a Windows sound, which will pop up right there you go, that's it. So I'm just launching my ATVO app to control the cameras. Of course, I'm using SDK for all the overlays, which appears to be showing just fine. It's not showing on my monitor itself, but on the preview and on the broadcast it is, which is what matters. So I'm gonna have to look at my preview.
Right. Already there.
Let me quickly mute Seb Kinder there and all the other drivers. So qualifying is over here at Road Atlanta. Drivers going to move into the race session. There you can see 11 cars entered. We should have a full pace lap here. But in the meantime, as I set up my camera tools, I'm quickly going to cover the qualifying results here. For the Grand Prix of Atlanta here, Oscar Frederickson on the pole with Dakota DeMay alongside him. The gap 7.5 tenths between the two drivers. So Oscar clearly showing his pace here tonight. Didn't get the chance to update the race title on the top, by the way. Apologies about that. But that's all because of the technical difficulties that I've had today. Patrick Zulfassi and Alfie Moromon, who's a new driver in the league on row 2. Thomas Jensen, who returns after a week away alongside Torin Majid on row 3. Seb Kinder and Matt Houston on row 4. Jessica Saban had some technical issues as well on her side. She's also making an appearance here tonight. It's actually her first appearance in this series, so welcome to Jessica as well. Got Thomas Geisler on the outside for row 10, alongside Jessica Saban, of course, and then Matthias Strauss, the final car on the starting grid on row 6. So those are your qualifying results. And it's time for me to bring up my camera tools, if ATVO wants to work. So yeah, bear with me guys, please. I'm just trying to fix up some of my presets that I've had. I will cover the cars on the pace laps in just a second. Cameras. TV4, there you go. Alright, so we've got TV angles finally. Cars on the pace lap right now going through turn 1. As mentioned, this will be an evening race. Here you can see the conditions on the screen. 8:45 locked sim time, 0 sun movement, 3 km/h wind to the north, 26 degrees air temperature, 55% humidity, partly cloudy, so not too many clouds to interfere with all the grip and temperatures. It will be a steady 26 degrees of track temperature all night long, so that should help the red tires especially. So with this being an evening race, the temperatures for the tires will be very difficult to achieve, which should hopefully spice up the action here a little bit. With the new tire model, we have had a few difficulties, let's say, on the blacks to get them into the right operating window, but after 2 or 3 laps they were in that window and they worked really well, but the reds were going off really quickly. So let's see if the reds can hold out any longer here at Road Atlanta. Very high speed corners here though, so the tires will be taking a bit of a beating here as well in its own right. So that will be interesting to keep an eye on. I unfortunately do not have a keys to the race, but the fuel window will be about 20 to 23 laps. Of course, you got 10 pushes of push to pass to use to try and overtake the car in front or even defend from the car behind. And of course, as always, the incident points limit will be 14x for a drive-through penalty, and a 20x will be an instant disqualification for dangerous driving, as iRacing will probably deem it as. Before we go green, quickly want to thank our sponsors, Apex Stage Coaching and Majors Garage, for being the 2 title sponsors in this series, and Slipstream League Racing for being the race sponsor for all the races this season. So check them all out, links are in the description, and also Whiplash Media for providing us the camera shots. So here we go. Pace car gonna come into the pits. This time around, there you go. Oscar Frederickson and Dakota DeMay gonna lead the field to the green. Green flag is out, and Oscar jumps on the gas and he is underway and leads the field down the start-finish line as there's a car going off already. I'm not sure who that was. Might have been Thomas Jensen, but we dive into turn 1 for the first time as Oscar Frederickson holds a very nice lead here going into the S's for the first time. Patrick Silvassi P2, Alfie Moromon P3. Dakota DeMay dropping all the way down to P4, so not the greatest of starts for him. As everybody goes single file already through the S's. So here we go through the double right-hander for the first time on this lap around. Cold tires will be very tricky here, but they all manage just fine so far. So yeah, Thomas Jensen already crashing out at the start. Not sure what happened to him. We'll bring up a replay very soon. And yes, very nice start by Seb Kinder, getting up into P5 already. So the end of lap 1 as Tarun Majid gets his way around Seb Kinder there in the chicane. Oscar Frederickson leads lap 1. Patrick Silvassi and Alfie Moromon round off the top 3. Let's quickly shift to this battle for position here. Oh, this is a nice group of cars. Led by Tarun Majid into turn 1. As Jessica Saban has a look up the inside of Seb Kinder there. Let's see if she can make a pass happen here into turn 3. Not able to do so. So Seb holds his ground for now. As these cars look awesome at night here at Road Atlanta. Oh, this is beautiful. So this corner right here is turn 5. very tricky to nail that one. You can easily run out wide, step on the curb, and you will bottom out as you rejoin the track. As Jessica Sabin loops herself around in the double right-hander, the first of the two. And she's on the black primary tires, so the black's probably not up to temperature yet. Or ideal temperatures, I should say. So that catches her out a little bit there. She drops down to P9. Bit of oversteer for Alfie Moromon as he makes his way around the final corner in the 64 car. With Gainbridge and Group 1001 sponsorship on the car. Of course, that's the 26 of Colton Herta in real life. Oh, these cars are sliding around so much on the new time model, and especially at Road Atlanta on the track itself. Great to watch, but a little bit scary to watch sometimes. Not sure about any other broadcasters or people here, but to me it's still taking some time to get used to the new handling model. Of course, you see cars sliding around a lot more now, so it's easy to assume that they're gonna spin after we are used to the cars being completely planted to the road for so long. But of course, the new handling model is a big step forward, so enjoying to watch it and also driving it myself. But story of the opening few laps though, Dakota DeMay dropping down 2 positions from the start. Not really sure what happened to him. We might even be able to bring up a replay from that in just a second. We'll quickly cover the crash from Thomas Jensen here first though. So coming to the green flag. Through the final corner here, and yes, on the power. Bit of wheel spin there, and he spins around. Luckily nobody else hit him there. Let's actually get another angle here from the speed shot. Oh, this is a different angle here, or it's the same. There you go. So just some wheel spin and spins around across the start-finish line, and there's a car in the pits as well there. That might have been Matthias Strauss. So this is Jessica Sabin on board with her here in the 28. Gets a bit of the curb as well, and that just unsettles the car. Almost saved it, but then touched the grass and spun around completely, so it was a bit unfortunate for her. Going back to the leaders here though, Oscar Frederickson still leading for Team Velocity Online Racing. And he is the only entrant for VOR at the moment here tonight. So he's got to do it for the team's championship. So Raceverse at the moment with Dakota DeMay, who is a new driver in the series. He is on Team Raceverse. So Raceverse at the moment, 4th and 7th. Which are 28 plus... sorry, 32... 30 plus 26 is 56, which will be a few points more than Oscar Frederickson can score. So you get 50 points for the race win, 2 for leading the most laps, 1 for leading a lap, and 1 for the pole position, which Oscar also got. So 54 points in total on offer here at each race. And at the moment, still very early on, of course. Oscar on track to do so and get those points, but he's got a very comfortable lead over Patrick Silvassi, the gap 4.5 seconds. And Patrick's got Alfie Moromon, the rookie, about half a second to 6/10 behind. And I have to say, this looks great to watch, all these cars in the evening time at Road Atlanta. Maybe something we could do more often with without any sun movement. It looks great on the broadcast. I'm sure it's very nice to drive as well with all the cool track temperatures. So currently got 2 cars out of the race. Thomas Jensen, who spun at the start of the race, and Matthias Strauss, who I'm not even sure if he took the green flag or not. So probably just a start and park for Matthias there, picking up 19 points for the SLR Gamoniers team, and he's the only entrant for that team. Not sure if you guys heard it there, but struggled with my voice for a little second. I had a cold earlier this week. Voice not 100%, but it should be about 95, I'd say. So not perfect yet, but just in case you might hear a voice crack here and there or something, that's probably the reason. mean, I'm still 17, so you know, voice cracks can happen anyway. But just letting you guys know. 5 viewers at the moment, still. So welcome everybody. Hope you guys are enjoying the race so far. Just got word Jessica Saban crashed again on lap 2. Or is this the same incident? Just again, yeah, same incident. All right. Did get word from Patrick Silvestri going off the track though. So here he is, trying to hold on to P2, and he slides through turn 6 here. And he still holds on to that position, but loses a lot of time to Oscar Frederickson, so not optimal for his race. There he is. So Dakota DeMay and Torin Majid also very close on track for position this is. Oh, Torin gonna have a look here into the chicane on the outside line. Dakota wisely backs out of that one. He recognizes it's too early in the race to really fight that one. And I believe, yeah, no, they're both on the black tires. I thought Torin was on the red for a second, but Torin with a little bit better pace at the moment gets by into P4. So Dakota falling back a little bit. Down 3 positions from where he started. Biggest mover at the moment, shared with Torin Majid and Thomas Geisler. Biggest loser actually is Thomas Jensen, who is out of the race. The biggest loser that's still running is Dakota DeMay, so hopefully he can find his rhythm again soon. Because qualifying clearly showed he has the pace to do it and get it done, so... So Alfie Moromon on the push to pass, as well as Dakota, trying to get back by Torin Majid there, but currently we have 4 drivers on the alternate tires, the Firestone Reds, which are Oscar Frederickson in P1, Patrick Silvestri in P2. Oh, Sepp Kinder, never mind. Actually, this was Alfie Moromon that just spun out of the chicane whilst I was looking at the timing screens. He has spun himself around in the chicane and he's got no rear ring on the car anymore. If I can get a good angle of this, that would be great. And he is towed to the pits as well, so too much damage for sure. Look at that suspension, it's completely broken. So Alfie Moromon debut crashes out on lap 8. So this is looking from his rear wing here. And car just steps out and overcorrects the car on the exit, and that's a very hard hit into the tie barrier. Ooh, that's quite close with Patrick Silvestri, Torin Majid and Dakota DeMay passing by there. So luckily for them, I assume no damage. This is on board with Alfie, by the way. So he's on the push to pass into the chicane here. Clips the grass on the inside a little bit there and then gets some oversteer on the exit, and he goes into that wall as well. So damage on both ends of that car. And there definitely was some contact there. I want to go on board with Torin Majid here, see what happened to him when he passed by this crash scene. So when you look up ahead, Alfie spins. And oh, Torin sees him at the latest moment there, and he did actually briefly get some damage, but by iRacing that was corrected. Apparently that was netcode, iRacing said, so they repaired Torin's car and he is still running. Same can be said about Dakota, so they were very lucky to get away with that. As we are currently watching those 2 cars, Torin and Dakota here. I believe this is the closest battle on track at the moment as well. So we have 8 cars still running. Thomas Geisler being the last one, 25 seconds off the race lead. And he appears to be losing lap time quite rapidly, so I'm not sure what's up with him. Let's check in on him. In the Team Raceverse car here. Sponsored by Sunset Arctic Games. You can see it on the side pod, which is a company ran by Dakota DeMay, and he makes iRacing paints. So there you go, if you're looking for an iRacing paint, check him out. Sunset Arctic on Twitter. which leaves me to thank our league sponsors once again, as Thomas takes some grass there on the entrance to turn 1. So Majors Garage, we have a referral code which you can use on any setup purchases on the Majors Garage website. When you use that referral link, you help out VOR as a league and also Majors Garage, as we both get a good share of that money that you spend on those setups. So if you want to help Majors Garage and of course us out as well, please use our referral code in the description. Got Apex Age Coaching as well, who are providing some of the setups for this league, including this one. And of course primarily a coaching service, which is right in the name, which is ran by Isaac Morris, a good friend of mine, so check it out on Twitter at Apex Age Coach. And of course Slipstream League Racing as well. It is an F1 2021 PC league running on Saturdays in the first tier. I believe Fridays is tier 2, Wednesdays tier 3 and Tuesdays tier 4. So yeah, it's all for varying skill levels on the F1 game. And of course, as always, all the links to all the sponsors are in the description of this live stream. Got Thomas Jensen in chat, by the way. That curb is weird. He is talking about the curb he hit at the start of the race, which unsettled the car and basically meant that he spun into the wall. And of course that means he's out of the race now. I'm not sure if I should say that on stream, but yeah, he is not, let's say, enjoying life right now. It's an easy mistake to make though, so don't beat yourself up about it too much. Of course, it's not great for your championship here in this series, but it's an easy mistake to make, and a lot of people make it. So yeah. Looking at Seb Kinde here though. Racing for Team Watson. And Seb is actually going to be racing on Team VOR for the Classic IndyCar Series, the Indianapolis 500. We have qualifying tomorrow for the greatest spectacle in racing over in the Classic IndyCar Series, which is a series that's broadcasted on RaceSpot. And Seb Kinde will be racing in it, the Indy 500, as well as Lewis Woodall, Bart Furstein, myself and Gary Gotzo. As Matt Houston is coming up to Seb Kinde here, having a look into the chicane, not able to get by yet. Seb Kinde doesn't get the greatest of exit out of the chicane. And let's go on board with Matt Houston here. And quickly check what tyres Seb Kinde is on. He's on the reds, Matt Houston on the blacks. So we could be seeing a little bit of tyre fall off here. Look at these cars use that exit curb there. I talked about it briefly earlier. It's very easy to hit that curb and just take a little bit too much and you get on the curb completely, or almost completely, with one side of the car still out on the racing surface, but it's easy to hit that curb just at the wrong angle and you bottom your car out either on getting onto the curb, staying on the curb, or coming off the curb. So that scrubs off quite a bit of speed and it's not great for the under tray as well. So you kind of take a double pain in doing that, but you need to nail that corner because a lot of lap time can be gained right there, and also in the chicane. And this is currently the closest battle on track, and actually make that 3 cars involved in this now. Seb Kinde, Matt Houston and Jessica Saban closing up to this battle as well. Jessica Saban spinning a few laps ago on lap 8. And that was actually turn 7, which I was talking about with that curb. Red Atlanta's got so many corners, the S's all have corner numbers. They're all numbered, and then you have the kink on the back straight, and yeah, it's all a mess really, American tracks with their cornering names and numbers and everything. So yeah, I apologize if I make any mistakes on those information things. But Matt Houston on the outside now of Sepp Kinder going into the chicane. Brakes later than Sepp though, goes in a little bit deep. The two drivers giving plenty of space and respect to each other, and Sepp Kinder still holding on around the outside here. Oh, they make contact, and Matt Houston is involved, and Jessica Saban also involved, and that was a lot of space given right until that moment when they just didn't have enough, and that is a lot of carnage here with all these race cars. Matt Houston completely killed there, he's in the wall. Oh, that's a tough one. So Jessica Saban towed into the pits. Sepp Kinder, yeah, he is done as well. He's got suspension damage, trying to limp his car around into the pits again. Oh, that was so unlucky. I'm gonna try to bring up a replay from this in just a second, but it was a great battle going on for multiple corners, and then yeah, that corner right there, turn 13, is so fast. It's so difficult to judge, especially when you're going side by side, which almost never happens in that area of the track. It's so difficult to judge how much space you can give and how much space you need to give. And I think this was just a classic case of misjudgment right there. Because like I said, you don't usually go side by side through that corner, so it's very easy to make that mistake. But Thomas Geisler and all of that moves up 3 positions. And he's now up into the top 5, so that makes it a very strong night for Team Racers at the moment. With 2 cars in the top 5. So let's bring up a replay from the blimp angle here. It's already happened here, so give me just a second. Let's go back a little bit further. And you can see the aerial view. So Matt Houston on the outside goes in deep like I covered. Then Sepp Kinder gets a very nice run out of the final corner. And then Matt Houston, yeah, he thinks he is clear, I would assume. And goes back to the normal racing line. But Sepp Kinder is halfway alongside there. And of course Sepp Kinder ran out of room there. So yeah, I think this is a very classic racing incident, as much as it hurts to say. But this is just pain for all of these guys. And especially for Jessica Saban as well, who was just an innocent bystander on that one. Speaking of Jessica Saban, let's bring up the onboard from her. Here you can see the 2 cars colliding in front, and Jessica's just got nowhere to go right there. Suspension damage on the left front. Ooh, almost hits Sepp Kinder again. So yeah, 3 cars eliminated from the Grand Prix of Atlanta here tonight. As Patrick Silvassi is the first one to pit. Goes onto the primary black tires, gets out on track in P4. Just in front of Thomas Geisler there, he is. So Patrick Silvassi started on the reds, goes to the blacks now, and he's gonna try to finish the race on this set of tires. Oh! Yep, just told you guys about that curb. It's very easy to hit that one on the wrong angle, and the car bottoms out, but Patrick Silvassi able to keep his car under control and save it from spinning out. And he's on the push to pass right away. He knows that he needs to make up ground, as Oscar Frederickson is the second car to make it into the pits. There he goes, championship leader into the box. Perfectly on the marks as well, onto the blacks as well. Gotta wait for the fuel, and there he goes, out on the track again. So Patrick Silvassi will be going across the start-finish line right here. So Oscar Frederickson rejoins in the 3rd position as Dakota DeMate and Tara Majid stay out for 1 more lap, maybe a little bit more. So Oscar's got to be careful here through this corner, and he makes it okay through there. So no problems for him. As we switch our attention to Turan Majid right now on the blacks. So I assume he will be going longer than everybody else. Like I said, the fuel window is about 20 to 22 laps. So ideally you want to do the most laps you can on the blacks and then go to the reds at the latest possible moment. to be able to push those reds as much as possible. And of course, in doing so, you can make up the most ground towards the end. Yeah, poor Jessica. That one sucked for her. Yeah, that was so unlucky as well. She literally had nowhere to go. The track was completely blocked in front of her. Well, at least I will be able to look at another incident before Wednesday. It's going to be fun to do race control on some of these incidents. But that leaves us with 3 retirements and 3 cars running 2 laps down and 5 cars still running and on the lead lap with 18 laps to go. Currently looking at your leader, Torin Majid, and he is actually... Oh, he is going to pit this lap, okay. He won at Spa-Francorchamps earlier in the season, which was a race where Oscar Frederickson got eliminated from the pole at the start in an incident involving... Oh, thought I heard someone hit the wall there for a second. Hopefully it wasn't Dakota. But Patrick Silvassi and Alex van der Sand, who made an appearance in this series, got together, and Oscar was an innocent bystander on that one. And basically got eliminated from the race before it even started, which allowed Torin Majid and Daniel Cofield to battle it out for the win with Sepp Kinder. If you haven't watched that race, by the way, we have a highlights video up on our YouTube channel from that one. So after this race, when you get a chance, make sure to check it out. It was one of the better races in the VOR IndyCar Euro Series, I have to say. It's one of my personal favorites. But yeah, after all the pit stops, Oscar Frederickson back in the lead, Patrick Silvassi back in P2, Torin Majid back in P3, Thomas Geisler gets around Dakota DeMay on the pit cycle as well. So Thomas overcutting Dakota, his teammate. And then the lap cars at the moment, Sepp Kinder, Matt Houston, Alfie Moromon and Jessica Saban. And actually Jessica's out of the race. The other 3 still running. And actually, Thomas Geisler did not pit yet, did he? No, he did not. So let's see when he does. Okay, there you go. Of course, right as I say it, he goes into the pits. He's gonna get rid of his reds and go onto the blacks. Now, the reason I bring this up all the time, going from compound to compound, is there is a rule in this series, both in the Euro Series and the main series. You have to use both compounds in the race, the primary black tires and the alternate reds by Firestone, which is the IndyCar tire supplier. And if you do not do that, you get disqualified from the race for improper use of tire compounds. So that's the reason I bring that up, for anybody wondering who may have been new to the series or to these broadcasts. A lot of IndyCar leagues actually enforce that rule, including VOR. I hope you didn't get the spin after I left the pits. Okay, let's look it up then. Let's see, Jessica Saban, where are you on the session events? Is it this one? Yep, there it is. So Jessica Saban spun around on lap 16 after trying to rejoin the race and spinning out again, and I think she called it the day right there. I have to say though, Oscar Frederickson is leading right now, and I know that Oscar Frederickson absolutely loves Road Atlanta, but I have to say Patrick Silvassi is doing very well at the moment. On the same tire compound. He is gaining time on Oscar Frederickson every lap. Let's actually see if I can bring up a graphic that shows this. Time delta, I think this is the one. So there you can see, if I can bring up the right drivers here, there you go. Patrick is constantly gaining a few tenths of a second right here on each of those laps. And you can see the gap coming down as well on the timing tower. It's 4.9 at the moment. It's going to go up a little bit here, as this is all live GPS data from the car, so Oscar might be going a little bit quicker through some parts of the corner, and Patrick might be going through them a little bit faster at some other parts. And you can see the timing going down right there to 4.8. So he is slowly gaining time. Not sure if he can put up a challenge with 14 laps to go though. I don't think he's gaining quite enough for that, but if he can keep this up and stay consistent with it as well, he might be able to put Oscar under a little bit of pressure towards the end, and you never know. Road Atlanta is very much a rhythm track, so if you make the slightest mistake, it could cost you quite a lot of lap time. As Patrick gets the gap down to 4.6 now. So definitely closing in a little bit. And let's go on board with Patrick here. Through the S's. You could see the hesitation in the steering wheel as well there. Trying to get the right input on the wheel to use the most of the track's width. Which is difficult around this place, as the corners are all so fast. Through turn 9 here on the VOR track map. Onto the back straightaway. It's a very long run down into turn 10. Let's actually get rid of this graphic now. It's not really working, is it? So here you can see all the sectors on iRacing. You can see through sector 1, Patrick Silvassi loses out 36 thousandths of a second. And Patrick gained 2.5 tenths there on that last lap. Let's see what it's going to be this lap. Through the S's here again. I think the sector 2 split is just after turn 7 here. At least it should be. There it is. And Oscar is actually pulling out a little bit of a gap again. So Oscar, 43 thousandths faster through sector 1, 96 thousandths of a second faster through sector 2. Which is about, actually that's 0.143 of a second, which Oscar is gaining on this lap at the moment. And Oscar takes out 1.5 tenths again in sector 3. You can see the gap going up to 5 seconds now. As we go on board with Oscar here. 9.711 is the first sector time. And still gains time on Patrick, so he's pulling away from Patrick now with 11 laps to go. And I think I'm just going to stay on board with Oscar here for a little while, because I love watching him drive around Road Atlanta here. He knows this track like the back of his hand. Oh, 3 tenths through sector 2, that's incredible. So Patrick gaining some lap time back in sector 2, as there is the voice crack I was afraid of. And he loses 2 tenths again in sector 3, so these guys are about even on this lap. So Oscar gained about half a tenth on Patrick Silvassi on that lap. As we continue to watch these lap times. Now these guys are basically in a time trial session within a race. Of course Patrick is trying to push and close the gap to Oscar Frederickson, and Oscar is trying to keep the gap the same, knowing that if he backs off even a little bit, he will be caught by the end of the race by Patrick. Patrick actually made a bit of a mistake there. You could see the timing tower go up to 5.5 all of a sudden, so lost 3/10 there. In a corner somewhere. As Oscar sets a purple sector 3 now. Yeah, Patrick lost half a second there somewhere, so not the greatest of laps for Patrick. As Oscar goes across the start-finish line once again to start lap 28. As we have 9 laps to go in this 37 lap race, the Grand Prix of Atlanta. The race is sponsored by Slipstream League Racing. Once again, check it out in the links in the description, as well as Majors Garage and Apex Age Coaching. I want to thank them for supporting the series, of course, as always. And also Whiplash Media for providing us with the track cameras, camera presets. So Alfie Moromon has rejoined the racetrack and he is still driving around. Goes a little bit too wide in turn 1 and just misses the wall on the outside and recovers in turn 3 here. So he is still running, but this is not the race that he had hoped for on his first appearance in the series. Started P4 and yeah, sadly for him, made that mistake, went on the throttle a little bit too early perhaps, and got some wheel spin, spun himself around on the exit of the chicane and hit the wall hard under the bridge. And he is now shown as multiple laps down. 3 in fact. So 7 laps to go this time by for Oscar Frederickson, who continues to lead here at Road Atlanta. And I jokingly said a few weeks ago, I'm expecting a win, nothing less, from Oscar. And so far he is delivering, for sure. And he is going to gain a huge chunk of points on Matt Houston in the championship fight as well, with Matt Houston 2 laps down in P7. He will be scoring 26 points. Compared to Oscar's 54 at the moment, if he finishes where he is currently at. Which will mean he will get the full 54 for the pole, leading the most laps, leading a lap, and of course winning the race. But he can't relax though, he's still got Patrick Silvassi 5.2 behind, as Oscar is coming up to lap traffic here. Struggling to tell who that is from this angle here, but he moves to the inside of the track and lets him by there. Alright, let's go for a quick turn it up. I don't usually do these, but there's not much to really watch at the moment. So enjoy the sights and sounds of the VOR iRacing IndyCar on the iRacing surface. I'll be right back in a lap or 2. Depends. right back here at Road Atlanta. Beautiful to listen to those engine sounds. It's always great to listen to those. But we've got a few laps to go. 3 laps to go as Oscar crosses the line here. Safe to say this hasn't been the most interesting race, but we've seen some great racing earlier on, until that incident, of course, involving Sepp Kinder, Matt Houston and Jessica Saban as well, who was just behind that and couldn't avoid it. And of course also saw a few crashes here and there. But it's all part of the game, and if your race didn't go too well, you've got a week to think about it and come back stronger at Watkins Glen, which is coming up in 2 weeks' time. And of course in 3 weeks we have the final race of the season at Auto Club Speedway. And speaking of schedules, I have something to show you guys later on. Let's say just before the driver interviews. So stay tuned. So 2 laps to go for Oscar Frederickson. 4.33 is the gap to Patrick Zilfassi in P2. Torin Majid still running in P3. On for his second podium in the series after winning at Spa, of course. Dakota DeMay still driving in P4. Solid amount of points for him on debut in the series. Thomas Geisler in the 5th position. The first car a lap down. Then we've got 2 cars 2 laps down. Sepp Kinder and Matt Houston. Alfie Moromon 4 laps down in P8. And then we got Jessica Saban and Thomas Jensen running off the top 10. As Oscar makes his way around Matt Houston to put him another lap down. And of course Matthias Strauss, who didn't really take the green flag. He took to the pits right as the green flag came out and parked it. So coming up to the white flag as Geisler makes his way around his teammate there without much of an issue. So here we go, white flag is out for Oscar Frederickson. And let me quickly look at the race winners this season. I know Oscar's won the most races by far. So Silverstone, Oscar Frederickson won. Zandvoort, Oscar Frederickson won. Spa, Torin Majid won after Oscar got taken out. The Indianapolis Motor Speedway Road Course, Oscar won. The Indy Oval, Matt Houston won. So today, Oscar could take his first, second, third, 4th win of the season. Quickly had to count there. And safe to say he is the strongest driver at the moment in the Euro Series. And of course later on tonight we've got the Milwaukee 150 on the Captain Esports Network. Make sure to tune in for that one at 1:30 in the morning later tonight for us in Europe, where Oscar and many others in VOR will be taking on the Milwaukee Mile. But through the chicane for the final time, Oscar Frederickson, after a dominant drive, is going to win the Grand Prix of Atlanta. His 4th win of the season. There he goes across the line, and it is another win, and Oscar extends his championship lead as well over Matt Houston by a significant amount of 28 points, which he will gain over Matt Houston. And here we're going to see the donuts by Oscar. In the meantime though, Patrick Zilfassi and Torin Majid come home in P2 and P3. Great drive by Torin. Patrick didn't quite have enough for Oscar there towards the end, but still a very good drive by Patrick to move himself up a few positions in the championship standings. And the top 5 will be rounded off by Dakota DeMay and Thomas Geisler. So, let's walk you guys through the official results and get going for the driver interviews. So Oscar Frederickson takes his 4th win of the season ahead of Patrick Silvassi. 2.359 is the gap in the end there. So Patrick did make some huge gains on the final few laps, but wasn't quite enough. Torin Majid finishes P3, Dakota DeMaid and Thomas Geisler ran off the top 5 for Team Race First to further extend their championship lead in the Team's Championship standings. Seb Kinder finishes P6 for Team Watson Racing. Matt Houston finishes P7, but the 2 highest finishing scorers for each team take home the team's points. So Matt Houston's points don't count towards the Team Championship standings, but still for the drivers, he doesn't really get a good amount of points, it has to be said. I think Matt Houston will be quite disappointed with that finish there. Of course, he was involved in that incident earlier on. So, yeah, not the night that he had hoped for on his return from his vacation. But Alfie Moromon on debut finishes P8. Jessica Saban in her first start finishes P9. 22 laps down. And 37 laps down each are Thomas Jensen, who crashed at the start, and Matthias Strauss, who didn't really take the green flag at all. So yeah, that is going to wrap it up racing-wise from the Virtual Road Atlanta. It's time to quickly step aside for some commercials, and we'll be right back with your driver podium interviews.
Do you struggle to survive around the toughest circuits? Are you fed up of making poor mistakes that end your races? Well, here at Apex Sage Coaching, we will help you reach your full driving potential. Whether it be a road course or an oval, we have a coach that will improve your ability. Over time, we will iron out those mistakes and make you become the driver you wish to be. And soon, you'll be making last lap passes for the win. For more information, reach out to us on Twitter at Apex Sage Coach.
Hello and welcome to another fantastic week of Formula One racing here on SLR. We pride ourselves on delivering top on-track action such as overtakes.
Oh, Danny on the inside. Sorry, Danny on the inside.
And of course, where would we be without some crashes and drama?
Pace around this track.
Oh, and spinning is Canopis. That's his microlander at the inside. No, Danny.
And lots more. What started out as a fun idea quickly developed and grew into one of the most influential and recognizable online F1 leagues across the F1 platform. Every new season saw more and more big names join the roster, all battling harder and harder to claim the coveted SLR title. This season will be like no other before it. The strongest lineup we have ever seen. Old champions rejoining to battle the new top dogs of SLR. All of the tiers in SLR are fielding their respective strongest to date, with much to fight for and achieve. But if you have come to witness Titans battle Titans, well, you've come to the right place. Welcome to Tier 1.
Alright, welcome back everybody. It's time for your post-race interviews. Let's bring in Torin Majid first. Hello Torin, congratulations on P3. It is your 2nd podium this season. How do you feel about this race in general? It wasn't very exciting from our view at least. How was it for you?
Pretty fun actually. It's probably Road Atlanta is probably one of the best tracks I've driven now in this car. It was so fun. It's most confidence in the car I've had, or most confidence in any car I've had for a very long time. So it was just fun to push it lap after lap.
Well, and it showed, and especially with the cool temperatures, it really meant that you could push these tires all race long, really. I believe you did have a bit of a close call, though, with one of the cars that had an incident earlier on in the race, didn't you?
Well, 2 close calls. I first had Thomas off the start, spin right in front of me. And then coming up over the hill, I can't remember who it was, but because it's like blind over the summit, I only saw right at the last second that there was a car stopped right on the racing line. So fortunately, managed to avoid it. And yeah.
Yeah, iRacing actually corrected your car there for a second because your wheel was coming off on my onboard here in the broadcast booth, but it quickly snuck back on again. So you got quite lucky there to finish home in P3 at the end of the day. But yeah, still a great drive from you here tonight. Second podium of the season, like I mentioned. Going into Watkins Glen in 2 weeks' time. Any thoughts on that track or not really?
I mean, I think I drove it in an LMP2 and I absolutely hated it.
Oh.
So I'll give it a try in the IndyCar and see if the extra downforce makes it any better. But probably not going to be a great race there, to be honest.
Well, we'll have to wait and see. But before I let you go, man, any shout outs to any people or sponsors?
No, not really.
All right.
Don't really have anyone supporting me at the moment. But yeah.
I feel that, man. All right, anyways, go out and celebrate P3, man, and look forward to seeing you in 2 weeks' time at Watkins Glen, dude.
Yeah, and thank you for commentating.
No worries, man. See ya. All right, that was Taran Majid finishing in P3. It's time to bring in Patrick Zulfassi. Hello, Patrick. Congratulations on P3,
Oi.
man.
Finally, for God's sake.
I know that all feels good. It's been...
Oh, by the way, I promised something. So, first things first, Goede Avond. And this is my Dutch impression, sorry. Anyways.
I just understood what you were saying. You said good evening. Okay, yes.
Yes. So this is my Dutch impression. Sorry, everyone. Anyways, yeah, finally I made it here after literally choking every single race. Anyways, quali was okay. I think I did it on my second lap, and then I couldn't improve anymore. Start was okay. I passed Dakota already at the line. He spun behind me. Also, I had a moment on lap 5 where I lost it at the downhill. Luckily, I didn't hit the wall, but it costed me like 4 seconds, which really mattered at the end. I was really cautious on the outlap after my pit stop, so I lost a bit of time. But at the end, I literally just pushed the pass every single lap and closed the gap, and this was the best I could have done here, and yeah, I'm happy.
Yeah, you could really see that you were on the limit. Going quickly back to your outlap on the blacks there for the final stint, I did catch you getting on that curb there out of turn 7 it was. Was that curb something that you were worried about all race long, or was that just one of the exceptions on the cold tires?
Which one?
Turn 7, which is going...
The double one?
No, the one just before that one, the double ones.
Yeah. I don't know, just probably the floor was on the curb, the edge of the curb, and that's why I don't know why did that happen. But yeah, it didn't happen to me before, but I don't know why did that happen. It just my floor was on the side of the curb. That's what happened. So
All right.
Yeah.
All right, just wanted to make sure. But yeah, you mentioned that it was important at the end where you made that mistake. I saw that you were really pushing a lot, and I was actually comparing yours and Oscar's lap times for a few laps there, for looking at the sector times, and it did strike me that you were gaining a lot of time in some sectors and in some laps, but you were falling back in other sections of the track. Was that just something that maybe had something to do with the tire wear, or was your confidence kind of fading in those sectors?
I don't know, like in the S's, sometimes it was missing grip. That's why I had that mistake on the reds.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes the car doesn't have any grip at the downhill, especially before the turn 7. Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
I mean, probably I gained because I just pushed the pass in the back straight, and that's it. Probably, I don't know, but I was really on the limit, and yeah.
Okay. Well, I know that you don't like my American interviews, so I'm not even gonna bother asking you for any sponsors or people you want to thank.
Thanks.
Perfect. All right, man. Congratulations on P2. A great finish
Thank
from you
you.
here tonight, and hopefully in 2 weeks' time, Watkins Glen can go just as well. If not
Yeah.
better.
I actually beat Jan Mardenbro once last season in officials, so hopefully I can. If I beat him in quali, which I suck at quali 9 out of 10 times, hopefully I can beat Oscar as well somehow. But yeah, anyways, I hopefully will have a shot for podium in 2 weeks. Thank you.
No problem, man. Good luck in 2 weeks' time at Watkins Glen.
Thank you.
All right, see you, dude. So he was quickly talking about Maarten Joon, who is a Dutch driver racing in CIS also. He signed up to the Euro Series a week or so ago, and he will hopefully be joining us for Watkins Glen. But right now, it's time to bring in Oscar Frederickson. I see he is in the waiting room with Sepp Kinder there, so hopefully I don't interrupt Oscar. All right, thankfully I didn't interrupt you. All right, Oscar, so 4th win of the season for you here today. Didn't really seem too exciting from the outside. Just tell us about how it was for you in that cockpit.
It was a fun race. I love driving the track, but Patrick definitely kept me on my toes. He had good pace. I was sweating trying to make the gap larger. He was catching me towards the end.
Yeah, I was comparing your sector times so for a couple of laps there at the end, and it was really interesting to see where he could gain time on you and where you were able to pull out a bit of a gap again. So that was great to watch. But I have to say, from the broadcaster perspective, it was a bit of a shame he couldn't catch you. But I think from your side, I think you're pretty happy that he didn't catch you.
Yeah, I mean, always fun to have a battle, but not sure I would have been able to keep him behind if he was actually faster. But it was a pretty good race.
Yeah, so I know that you love Road Atlanta, and I think you are going to be talking to me about this race for a long time to come, to put this on the Season 7 schedule maybe. It won't be on Season 6 for the main series, I can tell you that much, but there's still a chance for Season 7, so telling you right now, bro, if you want to, keep bringing it up, you can. But
we need to go here every season in both VOR Main and VOR Euro. It's the best track.
It's something that could be arranged for season season 5 for Euro and season 7 for Main. We'll have to wait and see.
Let's do it back to back.
All right, but anyway, going back into the serious business right here. So, of course, 2 weeks from now we go to Watkins Glen, and I know Patrick is looking forward to that one, and Torin hasn't really raced there at all. So those are probably your main competitors there. How are you feeling for Watkins Glen? I know that you've driven there in Season 2 of the league, and I'm giving you the perfect opportunity right here to make fun of me on air. So make sure to use it wisely, but just give us your thoughts on Watkins Glen.
Yeah, speaking of Watkins Glen, I haven't driven that in an IndyCar since Season 2, when I finished second after you spun out. So excited to try and drive that for the first time in a year on the new tire model and everything, and see how the car feels. But it's a fun track, so I'm sure it will be a blast. And I'm pretty sure I just have to finish ahead of Matt to secure the championship as well.
I'm pretty sure you do. You might even get away with just starting the race if the attendance is as low as it was tonight. So you could clinch that title as early as 2 weeks from now, yes. So it's going to be something to keep an eye on for you at least. To try and do, of course, you got the Majors Garage subscription and also the prize money involved here. So it's up for grabs for you, basically. So gonna be interesting to see if you can manage to do that at Watkins Glen. I'm pretty confident you can, but you've got to keep it interesting for the broadcast, right?
Yeah, and I mean it's a double header with the main VOR too, so why not put in the massive practice and go full send?
Exactly, gotta sweat it as much as possible. But anyway, before I let you go and celebrate this win and get ready for Milwaukee later tonight, any people or sponsors you want to shout out?
As always, shout out to Team VOR, even though I'm alone here for most of the races. And shout out to you for doing the broadcast, and also to APH Coaching for the great setup. It was really fun to drive.
All right.
So, yeah.
Thanks, bro. I'm gonna call you bro on broadcast now. Why not? It's suitable.
I mean, even if we weren't bros before, we have been talking a bunch this season, so...
Yeah, we are kind of bros, aren't we?
Yeah.
Alright, anyway, jokes aside, man. Go out to celebrate, and I'll see you later on tonight at Milwaukee, dude.
Yeah, see ya. Bye.
See you, man. just loosening it up a little bit, you know, gotta have some fun in the booth. It wasn't the most exciting race to watch from the outside, it has to be said, to be brutally honest as well. But that's what you get at some of these high-speed tracks. Of course, it's very great to drive, but the racing product isn't always as good. You can see some great races at Road Atlanta, but unfortunately tonight wasn't one of them. But still, nonetheless, a great performance by all the drivers here tonight. I did promise you guys that I had a surprise for you regarding a schedule, so I'm going to show you guys right now, and let me quickly pull this one up on the broadcast. Here you go, Season 4 of the VOR IndyCar Euro Series. Here is the schedule. Starting on the 4th of December, it will be a schedule split over 2 calendar years. Autocross Speedway up first, 200 miles there, the California 200. Then we go to Circuit of the Americas for the first time ever in a VOR series, so that's going to be great. Then we go to Spa once again, which was home to one of the best races this season in this Euro Series. Then we have a few weeks off for Christmas and New Year's and everything until we return on the 15th of January for the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. First up the road course and then the IndyCar Oval the week after that. Then we have another week off until we return for the Hungaroring, the Red Bull Ring on the 12th of February, and then the final race of the season on the streets of Long Beach in California. So this is the schedule for Season 4. Lots of great racing to come. Of course, we still have 2 races to go in the third season here, which is here. If I can get rid of the thumbnail, there you go. So Watkins Glen in 2 weeks from now, and then the final race at Autocross Speedway. And yes, you noticed that right, the same venue as Season 4 kicks off. So that's what's coming up ahead. Want to thank our sponsors once again, Majors Garage, Apex Age Coaching, and Slipstream League Racing. Check it all out in the description. It's all greatly appreciated that they are willing to help support VOR, of course, so please give them some love back. They all deserve it. Great bunch of people to work with, so yeah, I want to thank them once again. And also all the viewers tuning into the stream tonight again. It was a little bit difficult to broadcast from my grandma's house, but I think I managed it just fine, so hopefully you guys all enjoyed the show once again. But yeah, once again, thanks everybody for watching, and look forward to seeing you all back at Watkins Glen in 2 weeks from now for round 7 of the season. Take care, everybody.
Do you struggle to survive around the toughest circuits? Are you fed up of making poor mistakes that end your races? Well, here at Apex Age Coaching, we will help you reach your full driving potential. Whether it be a road course or an oval, we have a coach that will improve your ability. Over time, we will iron out those mistakes and make you become the driver you wish to be. And soon, you'll be making last lap passes for the win. For more information, reach out to us on Twitter at Apex Age Coach.
Hello and welcome to another fantastic week of Formula One racing here on SLR. We pride ourselves on delivering top on-track action such as overtakes.
Oh, Danny on the inside. Sorry, Danny on the inside.
And of course, where would we be without some crashes and drama?
Pace around this track.
Oh, and spinning is Canopis. That's Microlander up the inside. No, Danny.
And lots more. What started out as a fun idea quickly developed and grew into one of the most influential and recognizable online F1 leagues across the F1 platform. Every new season saw more and more big names join the roster, all battling harder and harder to claim the coveted SLR title. This season will be like no other before it. The strongest lineup we have ever seen. Old champions rejoining to battle the new top dogs of SLR. All of the tiers in SLR are fielding their respective strongest to date, with much to fight for and achieve. But if you have come to witness Titans battle Titans, well, you've come to the right place. Welcome to Tier 1.